In this video, we're going to take a look at managing and naming pods. So pods, again, are a really important part of how you share content and the way the layout of this page looks. So let's take a look at some pods and how to manage them. If I go to the pods menu, click once to open it, you will see that I can, of course, create new ones and even access ones that were already created from here. And I've got several in my list. So if I go to my share, I've got share, share whiteboard, share 4, and share 5. Those numbers are great and I can keep track of them that way, but they're not very good labels. They're not easily understandable. So if you want to label them something that you can keep track of it, let's take a look at the Manage Pods section. Manage Pods is located here at the bottom of the Pods menu. So I'm going to click on Manage Pods and I get this whole new window. So as I look at this window and I scroll down, you can see I have a lot of different pods and they're all different kinds. Partially because I've created a lot of content using this course. So if I were just getting one brand new, I wouldn't have this many things. I have this because I've used this Meet a lot. So because I've used this a lot, I've got a lot of stuff. So I'm going to scroll down and I want to concentrate on the share at this point. So you'll see I've got several shares. I've got share, which is my one here. You'll notice this is the same as this one right here. So it's just called share. I also have shares for the breakouts, share for whiteboard, and then again what we saw in the drop down menu was share 4 and 5. Again, share 4 and 5, not great names. So let's actually select one of those and change the name. So let's change share 4. So I'm just rolling my mouse over it right now, so I've not clicked anything yet. So I'm going to click once, and now I get more options. Now it says rename or delete. So let's say I want to rename this one. As soon as I click on rename, it gives me the dialog box idea where I can start typing them. So it's really now just an editable text box. So that's a lot more useful. So it's a much more useful name. So now that I've done that, if I click out of it, I can either click done, which will leave this box, or I can go to the next one. So I'm going to select share 5 now. And by selecting share 5, I again can start that process. I can either rename it or I can do something else with it. So actually I'm going to delete this one. So I'm going to take share 5 now that's selected and press delete, and now share 5 is gone. So I no longer have that as an option. Now if that had been in one of my layouts, it would be gone now. So hopefully you don't do that to something that you need. So now I have a much more useful name. So I'm going to go to done. Now I'm going to go back to my pods, go back to share, and you'll notice that share 4 and 5 are gone as names, but now I have share, share whiteboard, and then share PowerPoint presentation for week 1. So again, a lot more useful. Now, what does that really mean going forward? If I only ever wanted to use this one layout, that would be fine because I could just keep switching and using different pods. But instead, let's just load another pod. So I'm going to hide the share pod, and I'm going to go back to my pods menu, and now I'm going to select share PowerPoint presentation week 1. I've not loaded any content, so let's say I want to do that. I'm going to share document, and now I'm going to go to browse my computer. And I'll choose something else. And now that's going to load. So you can see it's going to take just a minute, but you can see the percentage so you won't get lost. Almost done. I probably picked one of the largest presentations that I have, so there's a lot of content in that one. So the idea is that once this is loaded, I can view this content, but I could still close that pod and open another one. So I can switch back and forth very quickly. So it's now loading and I have the content. Since this is a PDF, I simply scroll through that PDF and I can access all of the items in it, as well as zoom in and do everything else. I can also use the pan and kind of move it around that way as well. So it's just a slightly different process. But again, it's loaded into this section. If I stop sharing it, I can do that. I can stop sharing this one and always go back to the original SharePod and open that one up and load the content that was from there. So you can always switch around, rename things so that you can manage them and make it easier for you to tell what you need and make it easier to manage all the content, especially if you're managing it across several weeks or just basically throughout the duration of a course. So that's how you use the share and manage pods to rename and remove pods that you don't need.